Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Watkins Glen International for race number 20 of the 2015 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. We are here on our first road course race of the Xfinity Series season here at Watkins Glen. On the pole is the number 12 of KESELOWSKI, former Watkins Glen winner, driving a second entry out of Team Penske. Alongside is the number 88 rookie Ben Rhodes in the number 88. Road 2, we have the number 54, Boris in the Monster Energy Toyota, alongside Joey Logano in the Hertz Ford. Row 3, the number 98 of Trevor BAYNE for the Biaggi team, alongside Regan Smith, last week's winner at Iowa. Championship point leader Chase Elliott, Ty Dillon, Chris Buescher, and Paul Menard make up the top 10 as we go racing here from the Glen. We have 40 entries. Actually, we have 45 entries, 40 minutes or so. And KESELOWSKI is on the pole and looking for his, I believe, probably his first win of the year. Ben Rhodes, best career starting spot, rolls off second. After last week's race at Iowa, the top 6 in points separated.
Start your engines!
The top 6 in points separated by only 26 points. And then if you add Chris Buescher, who is 7th in points, he is only 53 out. So, at least a 7-way battle in the championship. So, KESELOWSKI in the number 12, Ben Rhodes 88, Boris, Joey Logano, and Trevor BAYNE. The top 5, if you eliminate Ben Rhodes, the top 5 will be in tomorrow's Cup race. So, rounding out the field is Carlos Contreras and Tim Cowan. Down below, you should have already saw your starting grid start rolling across your screen. Tim Cowan driving the 86. Carlos Contreras in the number 19. Also in the field, the 84 Billy Boat car, driven this weekend by Chris Cook. Harrison Rhodes driving the 90 for King Sport. Kevin O'Connell driving the 13. Andrew Ranger driving the number 53. This is one of the more faster cars here, this number 53, but spun in qualifying, so Rangers qualified 29th. Cole Witt making his first start of the year, the number 97. Cole Witt. Michael Self is driving the 0 for JD Motorsports. Also in the field we have the number 20 driven by Kenny Hubble. In the field also the 55 by Brandon Godovic. Dylan Kwasniewski making his first start of the year, driving the number 25 for Xfinity Motorsports. Dylan Kwasniewski. Kyle Larson back in the number 42 after winning at Indianapolis. Those are the drivers in the field, and we'll take it to green flag when we come back around. Coming to the final set of corners. Before we go green, this weekend, the NASCAR Spring Up Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series live from Watkins Glen about to get underway. KESELOWSKI and Ben Rhodes on the front row, and the green flag is out. Had to stop the recording there for a moment, but we are back and we are going down into turn 1. And KESELOWSKI clears Ben Rhodes, but the inside line from Logano on back, kind of stacked up down there in turn 1. Ben Rhodes hangs on to second place. Logano to third, Regan Smith and Boris, Ty Dillon, Trevor BAYNE, Paul Menard, Chase Elliott, and Chris Buescher moving by the 42 of Kyle Larson. Heading now into the bus stop. One of the more tricky parts here at the track. And it looks like they all get through pretty good as Buescher now has gotten around Kyle Larson, working on championship point leader Chase Elliott, and battle for third place. Regan Smith, last week's winner from Iowa. Now trying to go back-to-back wins, trying to get around Logano. He's going to have the preferred line. Here comes Boris to the inside of Regan Smith. And Logano had to run on Ben Rhodes, almost ran right in the back of him. Getting to turn 11. Regan Smith now on the inside of Boris, but coming across the line, KESELOWSKI pulling away in the Verizon number 12. Has a pretty good lead now on Ben Rhodes already in one lap. Joey Logano third. Boris and Regan Smith, your top 5. Ty Dillon, Paul Menard, Trevor BAYNE, Chase Elliott, and Chris Buescher. Kyle Larson, Darrell Wallace, Dylan Kwasniewski, Elliott Sadler, and Brian Scott. Brendan Gaughan, Dakota Armstrong, Brandon Godovic, Danny Suarez, and Ryan Reed. Here's a 20 of Kenny Hubble, now getting passed by Ryan Sieg. The two JD Motorsports cars going at it. Landon Castle, Michael Self, Cole Witt in the 97, Andrew Ranger right now in 29. This 53 car was pretty quick in practice. Clements, I don't know what that was, but Clements, I forgot who was talking about Ranger, 29th in practice. Had a good run going in qualifying, but ended up spinning around, or going off track, I should say. So Rangers are the 29th right now, trying to move up through the field. Right from them is Jeremy Clements in the 51. And who would have thought Joe Gibbs' racing car right now running 23rd on track. Kenny Hubble in the number 20. Single file all the way down the straightaway into turn number 1. First battle on track is for second place. Joey Logano going by Regan Smith, but more said trying to get by the 88 of Ben Rhodes. Side by side, Joe Gibbs Racing versus the Junior Motorsports rookie Ben Rhodes. And here comes the run for Logano. Down the little straightaway entering the bus stop. Logano has to leave for a lane, but you don't want to be side by side. Heading down in here, they make contact. Logano off track into the grass. Merges back up the track safely, but it could have been pretty bad result there. Paul Menard right now up inside the top 10 behind his teammate Ty Dillon. Right now, Brad Keselowski, as last time by he had a 1.2 second lead on Ben Rhodes. This time it's now Boris Said running in second place. Let's see if Boris can chase down Brad K with 10 to go at Watkins Glen. Track is Trevor Bayne, that number 98 on the inside of Chris Buescher. Can't make it happen, but now Kyle Larson, winner from 2 weeks ago at Indianapolis, from the inside down into turn 1. Larson trying to get out the gas, slow down his momentum now. Darrell Wallace Jr. in the number 6, 30 points, right now running 12th. In front of Dylan Kwasniewski. Dylan Kwasniewski is having a pretty good race right now. This is Kwasniewski's first race of the year. In front of Elliott Sadler and Brian Scott. Brendan Gaughan, Dakota Armstrong, Brendan Ganovic, Ryan Reed, and Daniel Suarez. Yaley, Cook, Sieg, Kenny Hubble, and Landon Castle. Clements, Michael Self, Cole Witt, Andrew Ranger, and Ross Chastain. David Starr, 31st. Tommy Drizzy, 32nd. Harrison Rhodes. The 84 is the Belly Boat Motorsports entry of Chris Cook, Joey Gase, Kevin O'Connell, Eric McClure, Cale Conley, Carlos Contreras, and Tim Cowan. Last time by it was 1.6 seconds, separating the 12 and the 54. It's now down to 1.5 as Morse said did chop into the 12's lead just a little bit. Now the two Junior Motorsports cars are going at it. Teammates Ben Rhodes and Regan Smith. Last year, Regan Smith subbed for Tony Stewart in this race in the Cup Series last year. Got caught up in a wreck, but did a pretty good job before then. Right now running 4th, looking for back-to-back wins in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Now down the entering the bus stop, Regan Smith and Logano, who makes it 3 wide. It's going to be very tricky right here. Smith, Logano, and Ben Rhodes. Smith, a championship contender, goes off track. Logano gets by. Ty Dillon tries to do the same. He has the outside line heading through the carousel. Palmer behind Dillon, Elliott, and Chris Buescher right now your top 9. Kyle Larson selling out your top 10. The guy who's starting to fade back is Trevor Bayne. He's now outside the top 10 after he started inside the top 5. Dillon's still side by side with Regan Smith, and just about one lap ago, that 7 was trying to get it by the 88 of Ben Rhodes. He made a move in the bus stop, ended up having a little bit too much speed, went off track, and now Smith trying to stay inside the top 5. Right now, it's running 5th beside Ty Dillon. Tomorrow, the NASCAR Spur Cup Series will be live from Watkins Glen. I forgot the name of the race, but only 5 races remain until we will hit the playoffs. Only one driver can make the chase on points. Right now, that guy is Jamie McMurray. Last week, the guy we're running with, number 22, Joey Logano, who's now battling Ben Rhodes. Logano finally snapped that winless streak and got his first win of his 2015 Cup Series season last weekend at, Pocono. Now Logano heading into the road course weekend with some pretty big swag right now as he tries to take 3rd spot away from Ben Rhodes. is 54. A Borisset is chopping into Brad's lead right now. 1.3 seconds at the line. Now it is 1.1. So Borisset is gaining at least 2/10 a lap on leader Brad Keselowski. Kyle Busch doing the job at 54 at Watkins Glen, but this year it is Borisset behind the wheel. Their third place man, Joey Logano. Ben Rhodes having a career run right now in that 88, and Regan Smith, Ty Dillon, Paul Menard, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, and Kyle Larson. BAYNE, Wallace, Kwasinski, Sadler, and Brian Scott, Brendan Gaughan, Armstrong, Godovic, Reed, and Suarez. Really nothing new outside the top 20. Top 30, so on to 40th place right now, Tim Cowan, who is looking 33 seconds behind. And Borisset is catching Keselowski. He will have 6 to go this time by. Now, battle for 4th place, Regan Smith, once again trying to get around his rookie teammate, Ben Rhodes. Logano's driven away from the 88 and coming to the final corner. Looking to the inside, down the front straightaway. Regan Smith on the inside of Ben Rhodes. Doesn't have enough run, or does he? No, he pulls back in line behind the 88. Chris Buescher right now trying to gain points on your point leader, and we are running with our point leader Chase Elliott. Once again, here comes Smith. Looking at a run. He has a run down the S's. He's on the outside now, but he's going to have the preferred line. Here comes a run by Ty Dillon. He's going to get a draft from the 7 down the little straightaway before we get to the bus stop. He's bringing his teammate Paul Menard with him. Here we go. It's going to be a little tight, but it looks like Dillon makes it work. He gets by. Menard tries to make it work as well in the 33. Through the carousel, Ben Rhodes on the outside. Paul Menard moving through on the inside as well, but can't quite make the pass yet. Now Chris Buescher trying to get by Chase Elliott. That would be 1 point towards Buescher, as he is 50 points out behind Elliott. And Borisset is catching the 12, but the 12 is catching... Actually, no, it's not. My bad. So right now, we're going to have a battle for the lead very soon, as Borisset looking for win number 2 in his NASCAR Xfinity Series career, won at Montreal or RB Racing back in 2010, I believe it was. And now trying to get a win with Joe Gibbs Racing right now, catching down the number 12 of Brad K. These two drivers will be in tomorrow's Cup race, along with Logano, along with Paul Menard. He's gotten around Ben Rhodes. Rhodes down to 7th place. Chase to get by his teammate Ben Rhodes without losing the spot to Chris Buescher. We want to keep an eye on the battle right here with Keselowski and Borisset, but yet you want to watch the battle with Ben Rhodes. And here comes Buescher by Elliott. He had a good run, but Elliott got a really good run off the carousel, and all that speed will carry all the way down this little straightaway entering turn 10. Now Buescher's about to lose the spot to Kyle Larson, but Buescher keeps his foot in the gas and stays in front of the 42. Now BAYNE to the inside, heading into turn 12. Expect a little bit better run out of Kyle Larson today than that 42 car. Borisset continues to ride right behind the number 12 in the tire tracks of Brad Keselowski. Won this race 2 years ago. Or it might have been 2 years ago. I believe it was Marcus Ambrose who won this race last year. Seems like a guy who's starting to get a little bit quicker as the day progresses. This is number 33 of Paul Menard right now in 6th, chasing down Ty Dillon and Regan Smith. Chase Elliott's yet to get around the 88 of Ben Rhodes. And right now, Joey Logano is not really catching the top 2, and Borisset's got where he can see that 12 car, but has not really closed in on him yet. He's there, but now he just can't get there. Borisset's probably going to need Brad K to make a pretty big mistake, which is not really likely because Keselowski is a Cup Series and a Xfinity Series champion. Borisset knows more about road courses than Brad does, and you see right above Brad is Blake Cook, who's been on and off pit road. So trouble for the number 8 of Blake Cook in the closing laps of the Zippo 200 here at Watkins Glen. 3 to go. Single file all the way through the field until you get kind of around Brendan Godovic right now, trying to hold off Ryan Reed and Daniel Suarez, 2 rookies making their second and first ever start here at Watkins Glen in the Xfinity Series. Ryan Reed to the inside of Brendan Godovic. And Godovic almost goes through the grass, and Reed goes wide, almost gets in the grass. He does. That allows Suarez to get on the outside of Reed. But Suarez goes a little bit high. Here comes Yates leading the 28. Coming down, 2 to go. Can KESELOWSKI hang on? Neither Brett or Borisset has won a race in 2015. That 54. This is all day long. Catching the 12. Does he bump him out the way, or what does that 54 car do? Penske and Gibbs, 2 of the more dominant teams in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, but this year we've seen a different variety of winners this season, either from Ginny Motorsports or Rouse or RCR or Chip Ganassi, or actually it's more like H. Scott Motorsports with Kyle Larson. Logano was quicker than Brad last time by Regan Smith, Tyndale, and Paul Menard. Ben Rhodes still under attack from his teammate Chase Elliott, who has yet to get by the 88. Just like his teammate Regan Smith has taken that 9 car so long to get by the 88, and he still has not gotten by yet. And not far from losing a spot to the 60 of Chris Buescher. Coming into the final lap at Watkins Glen, Brad Keselowski from the pole. Can he go to victory lane from the pole? Can Borisset make a move? White flag is out, 1 lap to go at the Glen. Borisset has already signed up for next weekend's race at Mid-Ohio, so if he wins today, he could go back-to-back next weekend at Mid-Ohio. If he does not win today, he could still have another redemption at Mid-Ohio, and then again at Road America in about 3 weeks. Can he get a draft coming down the straightaway before we get to the bus stop? The final time in the bus stop for Brad Keselowski. Let's ride on board with Borisset. With the carousel, he jogs it in, trying to get a run, trying to pick up that throttle, getting up the carousel. And the caution flag is out. Caution is out. The race is over. Dylan Kwasniewski and Ross Chastain in pit road. Keselowski stays in front of the 54, heading through the final set of corners at Watkins Glen. Into the final corner, onto the front straightaway. The checker flag is out, and Brad Keselowski is going to win the race at the Glen. His second win here at Watkins Glen in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And trouble for Ross Chastain and Dylan Kwasniewski in the closing laps. Here's the 25 of Kwasniewski. What a great run he was having. And the caution is out possibly for the 25 and the 4. No. Oh, it was like a mechanical problem on the 25, who was running 13th at the time. That'd be a heartbreak for Dylan. Here he is already losing power into turn 1. And because he's in turn 1, and this is a road course, he can not able to limp. And he will finish all the way back in 40th. Actually, Ross Chastain's already on pit road, so he might finish 40th. No, he's right now 35th, but the race is over. And Brad Keselowski is the winner here. And Dylan Kwasniewski does finish 40th. After a very disappointing finish, but a very great run for the 25. And we take a look at your results. Brad Keselowski's first win of the year. Logano, Borisset, Regan Smith, Ty Dillon, Paul Menard, Ben Rhodes, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, and Kyle Larson. We'll look through your mid-teens and 20s. Chris Cook, Joey Gase, Kevin O'Connell, Kel Conley, Eric McClure, Carlos Contreras. Blake Cook was able to get by Tim Cowan right at the last lap. Chastain and Dylan Kwasniewski. Also been told that Kwasniewski will drive the 97 car for Baker Racing at Mid-Ohio and Road America. So this is not the end for Dylan Kwasniewski, and I believe he might even have a ride come Bristol. So That is all here from Watkins Glen for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Check back tomorrow for the Cup Series race here at Watkins Glen as we continue the fight to make the chase for 2015. Congrats to KESELOWSKI, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Cup race.